It may be difficult to tell now, but by the time construction on this new federal building is complete, many passersby will be wondering whether they are on Fifth Avenue. But that's the idea. City officials wanted to bring a little beauty to downtown Houston. This is a copy of the report, and although it does not tell us how those 4 firefighters died nor what caused the deadly blaze, what it does do is recommend additional training for the more than 3,000 members of the Houston Fire Department. The mayor says in many areas the bricks are already damaged, and the work that they plan to do could improve them overall. But many of the residents and activists say no way, they want them to remain as is. In support of Hunger Action Month, City Hall will be illuminated in orange. Orange is the official color of hunger relief. But in addition to that, food bank officials would like you to take the SNAP Challenge. That is where you can see whether you can survive on a food budget of $5.
And Tucker.
Marlo, it will take at least 2 weeks for the Equal Rights Ordinance to pass. Although Houston Mayor Annise Parker had the number of votes needed to pass the ordinance today, it was delayed. It appears the holdup may hinge on a procedural aspect of the ordinance that had caused uproar from opponents. That aspect involved which public restrooms transgendered individuals will be able to use. After much backlash, Mayor Parker removed that aspect of the ordinance, but that move still didn't satisfy some Houston clergy. After additional discussion and some council members asked for more time to include input from organizations like the NAACP, the mayor agreed to delay the vote. She admits there was an initial mistake in the ordinance's language.
The impression.
Mayor Parker says she wanted to give the council members additional time.
The
vote is expected to take place during the next city council meeting, which will take place in 2 weeks, Wednesday, May 28th. There's no council meeting next week. Now, the mayor admits that most of the feedback to her office and to council members has been negative in regards to this ordinance, but she says matters of conscience should not be subject to public popularity, and she maintains this is a vote on a matter of conscience. Marlo?
Thank you for.
I drove on the toll road by mistake and forgot all about it. Now, more than a year later, they've sent me a bill.
Nikki is like many Texas drivers being reminded about delinquent charges to their TxDOT tag accounts. Now she and others have only a couple of weeks to pay up without getting hit with late fees. TxDOT spokesperson David Gleesner says the agency is now prepared to reinstate late fees, which will go back into effect in September.
Customers with overdue tolls will see their transactions move to the next stage in the late fee process, and they can begin accruing additional fees for lack of payment if they're not paid in full by August 31st.
About a year and a half ago, TxDOT stopped collecting late fees on overdue toll charges to fix the system's problems. Some drivers, like Nikki, went more than a year with no penalties due to problems with TxDOT's billing system. The agency says it's fixed the problems that caused them to suspend fees in the first place.
Things like bills going to the wrong addresses, people had sold cars and the text tag did not transfer.
That means late fees will go back into effect next month, and those fees apply to delinquent accounts. If you have a delinquent text tag account, you can make payments online, by mail, or by phone. There are also locations in Austin where you can pay in person. Nikki says she's happy to pay up before the deadline.
I'll pay for it, but I just wish they would have sent the bill sooner before I forgot.
I'm Tucker Wilson, KPFT Local News. They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but if Ryan Middle School was a book, many would describe it as a horror story. And those who've been inside say it is pretty scary.
No hot water, it's just cold.
Devontae Sabri is a sixth grader at Ryan. He says there are problems. In a letter read before City Council Monday, a parent also describes a slew of problems. No hot water in student or teacher restrooms, no gas available in science labs, and rotten wood in the cafeteria.
The list included a number of things that were basically things that dealt with children's safety.
Dr. Thomas Bucknight knows all about those complaints. He was a principal at the school and captured numerous problems on this videotape, including stopped-up drains that contributes to flooding on campus.
My whole concern at this point is that the children who attend Ryan are going to be held to the same rigorous constraints as other students. They're not going to care that, that because the school did not have gas running into the science labs, that they weren't able to do their experiments.
Bucknight says when he tried to get things fixed, he was fired. HISD officials would only respond in a written statement, which partially reads, last week, HISD maintenance supervisors toured the school and noted needed repairs, including a drainage problem. Repairs are now underway. But while we were at the school, we didn't notice any work trucks. Instead, we saw dangling wires all over campus and areas where paint was chipped and eroded. HISD officials would not allow us to go on campus, but we didn't need to go inside to find problems, like this rusted barbed wire fence that circles the entire school, as well as several gates that are padlocked shut. These conditions worry Devontae's mom and other Ryan parents.
I don't know if they need more funding or what, but they do need to better a lot of conditions in the school.
Ironically, Ryan did receive some renovations under the 2002 bond program, but Dr. Bucknight says that money didn't go far. In the 3rd Ward, Tucker Wilson.